For the first time in 15 years, Pottawatomie County's valuation has dropped, commissioners learned at Monday's budget work session. Assistant County Administrator Heather Gladback presented the commissioners with a budget that includes a 9.9% decrease in the mill levy, making the mill levy 26.0 for 2025. The last time it was this low was back in 2016. There was also an estimated decrease in valuation of 0.47% from last year to $3,631,644 due to the proposed decrease in the mill levy and the decrease in valuation. Ad valorem taxes levied would decrease by more than 10%. Conversely, the proposed budget shows an increase of 7.15% in expenditures. After working through various proposed changes in specific departments and outside agency requests, the commission agreed that the budget was ready to be presented for final approval at the next official meeting. The Manhattan City Commission on Tuesday will hear budget requests from outside agencies. City officials turned Tuesday's original work session into a special meeting. The city government annually provides financial assistance to various community agencies: Aggieville Business Association, Downtown Manhattan Incorporated, Manhattan Arts Center, the Riley County Historical Society at Wolf House, the Manhattan Area Technical College, Flint Hills Area Transportation on Agency Incorporated, and Prairie Paws Animal Shelter. The Manhattan Public Library will also present its budget at this meeting. The city also has a contract with the Manhattan Area Chamber of Commerce for economic development services, as well as the Convention and Visitors Bureau for tourism and convention services. The city agenda also includes an update from the Riley County Police Department and a general fund overview. The meeting will get underway at 6 p.m. in City Hall. Jobless rates are up across the region, according to data that was recently released by the Kansas Department of Labor. The unemployment rate for Riley County is up half a percentage point from April at 3%. Geary County saw a jump of 0.6% from 3.7% in April to 4.3% in May. Pottawatomie and Wabaunsee counties are also up from April, with Pott County having an unemployment rate of 2.5% and Wabaunsee having a 3% unemployment rate. The state of Kansas did not see a change in its unemployment rate from April, staying at 2.8%. The state is also well below the national average of 3.9%. Kansas actually has one of the nation's lowest unemployment rates, trailing Montana and New Hampshire. Over 70 million Americans are expected to travel 50 or more miles over the 4th of July holiday. This number is expected to be quite high for Kansans, as AAA Public Affairs Manager Sean Stewart explains.
We're looking at about 685,000 Kansans taking a trip. About 85% of them, or 585,000, will be driving to their destination. So we're anticipating some busy highways. Air travel and other forms of travel are also expected to be very busy and up from last year as well.
429,000 Kansans either took to the roads, sky, or tracks to travel over the July 4th weekend last year. As Stewart explained, 4th of July usually sees the most travel because the conditions to travel are much easier.
Typically, based on what we've looked at in the past years, the July 4th is the highest travel numbers in terms of the summer travel season. You're looking at Memorial Day, 4th of July, and then Labor Day. With the 4th of July, it's kind of in the peak and right in the heart of summer travel season.
Over 60 million Americans are expected to travel 50 or more miles by car this year. The Riley County Elections Division will move into its new home later this week. County Clerk Rich Vargo on Monday told county commissioners that his office will close Thursday as election staff members move to the 4th floor of the Courthouse Plaza East building at 115 North 15th Street. The county clerk's office is set to reopen Friday once the transition process is complete. The move was a factor in the decision to end the sale of Kansas Department of Wildlife and Parks permits out of the county clerk's office on July 1st. In addition to the Elections Division relocation, the courthouse also will shift to a new schedule as part of a 4-month trial period beginning on July 1st. The building will open from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Thursday, and from 7:30 to noon on Friday. Kansas Senator Jerry Moran spoke at K-State on Monday to tout his accomplishments at the federal level, while also providing an update for government officials in Riley County. He touted over a $50 million grant to K-State to help furnish improvements for the campus, as well as other advances made, such as money for Fort Riley and RCPD. Moran also spoke about his work with NIL, joking that he went to Washington not looking to federalize things.
More of an athlete as I am, the number of conferences and conference leadership and athletic directors that now come to see me
Monday's luncheon also focused on issues in the county with comments from government and university officials.
K-Man's Morning News continues with a look at your sports headlines. Good morning, I'm Troy Coverdale. Cole Reagan struck out 11 in gaining his first win in a month as the Royals dropped the Marlins 4-1 last night, just their fourth win in the last 15 games. Reagan's allowed 1 run, 4 hits and 3 walks over 6 innings. He had been 0-2 in 5 starts since beating Detroit back on May 22nd.
I've done my homework. I know what I can throw. Sal's done his homework, so we were on the same page tonight and just, trust the guys behind me.
Chris Stratton, John Schreiber, and James MacArthur each followed with a hitless frame as the Marlins were held to 4 hits or fewer for the 12th time this season. Vinny Pasquantino, Salvador Perez, and Hunter Renfroe all hit solo homers off Roddery Munoz. Pasquantino led off the 4th with his 8th of the season.
Here's the pitch. Pasquantino launches it high in the air, deep right field. Sanchez back at the fence. It's out of here. The scoreless streak is over. Vinny Pasquantino hits a solo home run, and it ties the game at 1 in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Perez would follow with his 12th on the next pitch, ending an 0-for-17 slump with the Royals' first consecutive home runs since March 31st. Michael Massey returned from a sprained lower back that had sidelined him since May 24th. He finished the night 1 for 3 as designated hitter. And C.J. Alexander, a 27-year-old who had been in the minors since 2018, made his major league debut at third. He went 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Kansas City had selected Alexander's contract from Omaha earlier in the day, while optioning outfielder Nelson Velazquez to the AAA team. They also designated left-handed pitcher Jake Brentz for assignment. Infielder Adam Frazier was placed on the 10-day injured list, retroactive to Sunday, with a right thumb sprain. Same 2 teams tonight. Coverage to begin at 6:30 on News Radio KMAN. Christian Moore hit a leadoff homer. Hayes native Dylan Dreiling went deep for the 3rd time in as many games as Tennessee survived anxious moments late to take the College World Series title with a 6-5 win over Texas A&M. The Volunteers bounced back from their Game 1 loss to win the last 2 in the series and become the first number 1 national seed to win the title since Miami in 1999. Tennessee held an Aggies team averaging 8.5 runs per game for the season to 6 over the last 20 innings of the finals. A&M did put up 4 runs and get the tying run to the plate in the 9th before Aaron Combs struck out Hayden Schott and Ted Burton to end the game. Dreiling was named the College World Series Most Outstanding Player, becoming the first player since the best-of-3 finals began in 2003 to homer in each of the contests. Texas yesterday parted ways with baseball coach David Pierce after 8 seasons in which the Longhorns won the Big 12 3 times, but made only 3 appearances in the College World Series. The Longhorns' best season under Pierce was 2021 when they finished 3rd at the College World Series. Pierce went 295 and 162 with the Longhorns since 2017, but the program failed this year to reach the Super Regional after winning the Big 12 regular season title. Sam Reinhart and Carter Verhage scored goals as the Panthers beat the Edmonton Oilers 2-1 last night in Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. Reinhart's marker in the 2nd was the eventual game winner.
Fogle around to the point. The CC. Reinhart got in the way but couldn't clear. Fogle tries to walk out in front. It was frayed in the crease and played away from Harm. Here's Reinhart on the counter. Sam Reinhart scores!
Sean McDonough with the call on ESPN television last night. Sergei Bobrovsky made 23 saves in rallying from a slump that had allowed Edmonton to even the series with wins over the past 3 games.
It wasn't easy after they got to 3 losses in a row, but we were thinking that we have to overcome that to become a true champion. We have to overcome the adversity and everything that opponent or enemy throw at us, to become the really true champion.
Edmonton's Connor McDavid won the Conn Smythe as MVP of the playoffs, having finished with 42 points during the postseason. For Florida, the title is their first in 3 final appearances. The Kansas City Chiefs released defensive lineman Isaiah Buggs Monday after 2 recent arrests in Alabama. The 27-year-old, who had signed a $1.2 million contract with Kansas City for the upcoming season, turned himself in May 30th after being charged on 2 counts of misdemeanor second-degree animal cruelty. On June 16th, he was arrested on a charge of domestic violence and burglary and released on $5,000 bond, according to records from the Tuscaloosa County Sheriff's Office. The run-stuffing tackle out of Alabama played 3 seasons for Pittsburgh, then 2 with Detroit, before spending last season the majority of it on the practice squad for Kansas City. All told, in his career, he has started 23 games, appearing in 56, with 89 tackles and a pair of sacks. Royals baseball coming up again this evening as the Royals and the Marlins continue their series at Kauffman Stadium at 7:10. Coverage at 6:30. Mitch Fortner, A.J. Shaw, and I with you for the game starting at 4 this afternoon at News Radio KMAN.